I saw a really interesting post this morning.
Welcome to the JesseAF show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to my daily podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grossbohlin and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, episode 157 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode, so please check in tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notification for whenever I post a new episode. And if you are on YouTube, please hit the bell icon. That way you get notifications every single time I post a new episode. Please do that. You won't be sorry. Well, today I am going to be talking about a post that I saw this morning from Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, I've referenced him a lot. He's a really inspirational guy that I've been looking at for like 9 months now, I guess you could say, and maybe even like 10 months. I don't know, somewhere around that. But I saw a post by him this morning, and the caption of it was, "Stop reading, start doing." And that interested me. I was like, I wonder what he means by that. But then I waited a second. I was like, no, I get it. I absolutely get it. I understand what he means, because he repeats himself a lot. Yeah. He has his way, right? And I have my way, and I keep talking my way, and he keeps talking his way. It makes sense. Okay, so what he meant by that was, if you're reading to learn more about how to do things, like for instance, a book like this, okay? Learning iOS 7, or how to code in iOS 7. That's a long, old book, but whatever. The point is that you have to stop reading about how to do things and start trying to do that thing. Failing, getting back up, doing again, finding people that know how to do it, learning from them, and doing with them. You know, like, if okay, let's for instance talk about HTML. So I was trying to learn how to do HTML coding, and I had a friend that understands a lot of languages of coding, and I went to him and I was like, hey, would it be cool if you taught me how to code HTML? So, for instance, I have a book on that too. It's somewhere over there. Somewhere over there. But I have a book on coding, and HTML is a good language to learn because it's super basic, right? Makes sense. So if I spent all the time that I spent reading that book, learning from him, I probably would know it much better now. I probably would, because he worked through the exercises with me. He worked through his motions with me, and it worked. I really enjoyed doing it when I was learning from him, and it just kind of like slipped off because we just ended up not doing as much, because I didn't really love coding, and it wasn't really my thing, so it was whatever. Coding is not my thing. I will be able to do it if I really apply myself to learning it, but it's not really my thing, so whatever. On to the next thing, right? But how would you ever know that it's not your thing unless you stopped reading about it and you just started doing it? That's my question. You wouldn't find out if you did, if all you did was read about it, because you can learn as much as you can about anything by reading about it. But where's the practicality there? Life isn't a book. Life is full of unexpected turns and chapters going out of sequence, right? So why learn from a book if you can learn by doing? Sure, you can look up videos on the internet on how to do a specific thing. I never read a single book on how to use Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Lightroom or Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Premiere. I never read a single book. But what I did do is I tried, I failed, I got back up, and I was like, I'll YouTube search it. I gave a YouTube search in, and I found the video that I needed. And I learned how to do that along with watching the person do other things. I was like, oh, you can do that too? And that had me grow. When you are doing things and you fail and you don't want to get back up, that's not really a thing that you like doing. Okay? That's very easy to find out. But when you're reading a book on how to do it, it's very easy to just pick up the book again and just keep reading. I mean, if you're pushing yourself really hard to read it, to get it done, to do it, it's not that difficult. But actually doing the actual thing, you either love it or you hate it. And that's up to you to find out. Life is an adventure, and when you're reading adventure books because you're interested in adventures and you're not actually going out and adventuring, something's wrong there. I went on a long distance bike tour from Colorado to Washington. That was an adventure. That was plain adventure, I had forces going against me. It wasn't easy. It was mind over body. And I can write about it till my heart gives out, but the point is I would have never had those personal experiences if I only read about it. And that's what makes it real. You can read about it every day because there are so many books out there on adventures or bicycle adventures or how to cook a pasta salad, whatever it is. I don't know. It's just something random. But there's so many books out there on how to do things. But the best way to learn how to do those things is by getting up and doing those things. Failing, getting back up, and trying again, and trying again, and trying again. Because guess what? All those books don't tell you the wrong things to do. You'll figure out the wrong things to do when you're getting back up and you're failing. You'll never learn that in a book. You'll never learn how not to do it from a book, unless it's a book on how not to photograph people. And when you go through life and you're like, I wonder if that would work, and you try it, and it was a moment in time where you had to do it right, but you just kind of took a leap of faith and it just failed on you, and everyone's mad at you. Well, it's a good thing, but at the same time it's a bad thing because you're supposedly a professional now because you've been doing it for all these years, but you made a mistake that only an amateur would make. being an amateur means you're trying and you're failing. That's everybody. And when you don't fail when you're learning how to do something because you're just reading about it, that's the ultimate failure. And that's where college and real-world practicality are set apart. That's why someone won't hire you if you just have a college degree. Because you need to fail in life to learn anything. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. It's very powerful to think about life like that. It's very different to think about life like that. And I hope you have an adjusted look at how the world works because of this podcast episode, because of this episode. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great day.